welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a tutorial, sort of a battle of the eyeshadow palettes today. If you did not know, Wet n Wild reformulated and also added some extra shades to their eyeshadow range. So the 8-pan palettes look like this now. So this is the original Comfort Zone palette, and then over here we have the new one. If you guys missed my review and swatches on all of the new eyeshadow palettes, definitely check that video out. I'll link it below in the description box. So definitely check that out if you want to see some swatches, comparisons, and just showing you guys all of the new things coming out from Wet n Wild. So definitely check that out. So let's go ahead and get into the tutorial, and I will give you guys my final thoughts at the end. So let's hop into it. Let's do this eye look, girl. Let's do it. Let's go. Alright, so I already primed my eyes using my favorite eyeshadow primer and set that with a eyeshadow that matches my skin tone. And for this tutorial, I'm using my BH Cosmetics color switch changer thingamajiggy. This is just easy to wipe off your brush so you can switch between colors, which was really helpful doing this tutorial. So on the right side, I'll be using the original palette, and on the left, I'll be using the new palette. So let's start off with the transition colors, and I will be using both of these on both sides. And yeah, let's just start with the first color. I'm just blending that into the crease, back and forth motions, and then taking the darker shade just to deepen it up a little bit and really blending that out. I have to say I really like the matte shades in this palette. They're really pigmented and they're fairly easy to blend. I'm taking my favorite highlight shade from the palette. I'm going to highlight the brow bone. And I'm just going to show you once with me using the color switch wheel. That way I can switch in between colors, and it's really helpful. It was time consuming, so I'm only showing you guys once. Alright, let's start with the lid shade. I'm starting off with my favorite shimmery taupe color. I'm just going to pat this on the inner corner. And I'm doing the same on the other side. Then I'm taking the bronzy soft shade. I'm going to apply this to the center of the lid. And I did have to dip back and forth quite a bit with the lighter shades. You do have to build up the pigmentation with the new palette. Now I'm taking the darkest shade on that same side, and I'm going to darken out the outer V area. I'm just patting this on where I want the pigment to go. And then I'm just going to take a little fluffy blending brush and blend that out. I actually really like the color in the new palette because it's not as pigmented as the original. And that way you can easily build this up. So I went in twice on both sides. And definitely on this side it looked a lot softer. And then on the other side, using the original Comfort Zone palette, it was definitely more pigmented. I probably didn't need to go back in twice, but I was trying to do the same exact thing on both sides just to show you guys the results at the end. And again, just going through and blending that, packing it on one more time, and then blending that out. And definitely you can tell that this color is way more pigmented with the OG palette. I'm just cleaning up any fallout with my beauty sponge. And then I'm going to touch up that lid shade one more time just to blend it into the deeper shade on the outer V. Doing the same thing on the other side. Alright, let's work on the bottom lash line. I'm taking that beautiful green color, which I definitely think is really good in the new palette. It's definitely pigmented, and the color is actually really accurate too. Doing the same thing on the other side, just blending that on the inner half on the bottom lash line, and then taking the dark green shade and blending that into that darker color in the outer V. And I completely forgot to use the other shade in this palette. I actually left out one shade, which I actually thought I used all of them, but I didn't. So I'm sorry guys, I thought I used every shadow in the palette, but I forgot to use one of them. So I'm just blending out the edges with a fluffy cleaning brush one more time, and then I decided to use that blue-brown pigment and just putting that over top and doing the same thing on the other side, which I definitely think this is more pigmented. I only had to apply this once. I didn't have to dip my brush back in. And then to highlight the inner corner, I'm using the shade from the new palette, which is definitely much softer. You have to build this up for sure. And that's it. I applied some liner and lashes off camera. So here is the new palette, sorry, on this side. And then here is the old. So there you go. There's the finished look. Alright guys, so that completes the tutorial. I hope you guys found that helpful. It was really fun, and you know, this is my first time doing this sort of video, so I hope you guys liked it. I hope it turned out okay. I think it looks pretty nice. I really love the color combinations, like on the lid and on the lower lash line. I think it's a really pretty look. So do I think the new palette is better than the old? I definitely think that both eye looks turned out really nicely. However, I do feel that this one looks more pigmented, and even the inner corner is brighter. All of the shades in here in the original are so smooth. They're so creamy. You guys know I've mentioned this palette before, and in my review video talking about the new Wet n Wild palettes, I just prefer this formula over the new formula. I do feel like that blue-brown pigment type shade where it has like that kind of color shift to it, I do think this one shows up a little bit more teal. You see that teal blue showing through, but I still feel like this one is more pigmented. When I was applying it on this side, I do feel that it shows up more, like it shows up more on this side. Also, the inner corner color, that lighter highlight shade, is so much better in the original palette. It's one of my favorite sort of brow bone highlight shades. I mean, you can tell how much I love these two shadows. They're definitely my favorite in this palette. And I don't know, I feel like I had to dip back into the shimmery shades a lot to really get the pigmentation and get that shine to really show up, like on the eyelid and the inner corner. So you do have to build up the colors more with this palette versus the old one. So I do like both palettes. I think you can definitely make it work, and I really love the two matte shades in here. They're really smooth, easy to use, great for the crease, and yeah, those are just my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, something a little different. Let me know if you guys like this type of video. If you want to see more videos like this, give it a thumbs up so I know. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Join the fam here on YouTube, and I post new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and sometimes on Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, smarter beauty is better beauty. Bye guys.